What's up, guys? Brett Okamoto with ESPN, joined by the one and only game bred Jorge Masvidal, who retired, I guess, from mixed martial arts in 2023. Can we even call it a retirement? Because you're coming back, right? Did you ever actually feel retired from the sport of mixed martial arts, Jorge?
I did. I definitely did from the sports and martial arts. I retired for about like 45 to 60 days, and then it just hit me. I was like, I'm not retired. I can't. I started training. I started doing something, and this boxing opportunity fell on my lap. Great opportunity. I couldn't pass it up. But even when I was doing the boxing, though I love it, it just doesn't compare to MMA. I just couldn't picture myself getting ready for more fights and them not being MMA. MMA just kept coming to my mind, and it's what I love to do. I love to fight. Done this since a kid. It's my number one sport. It's the thing that I love the most. So boxing was definitely fun. One of the funnest, best times of my life. But back to the nuclear weapons, MMA.
hmm Um, when you retired at UFC, I think it was 287. It was 287 was in Miami. It was heartfelt. It felt very authentic. That felt like your last night, right? I mean, you treated it as your last night. In your heart,
Oh
that
yeah,
night,
yeah.
it was
I didn't.
done.
I didn't think so. My mind, I didn't think I was coming back anytime soon. Never and never. But I just knew I was going to take a little break for some time.
hmm What were those 45 days like where you did feel like you were retired? What was that like?
Purgatory sucked.
Yeah.
I was in purgatory. I wasn't here. I wasn't there. I got in a deep depression for many reasons. I wasn't able to direct my energy, my thoughts, and make them clear and see what I was going to do next. And I had a lot of things in front of me. It's just fighting is a big part of it. The whole ritual, the whole sacrifice, the getting ready, the preparation. It's a big part of my life. It's good for my mindset, everything. So when I stopped doing all that and I did it overnight, stopped. It wasn't good, man.
Yeah. Does that worry you? Because I mean, at some point, it's not now. You're going to come back, and obviously, I want to talk to you about coming back to the UFC and coming back to mixed martial arts. But does that worry you that someday you really can't do this forever? So,
Yeah.
do you feel like you'll feel that again, or it just wasn't your time?
It'll be a combination of things where I'm always gonna train, whether I ever compete or not. Always train, always do something, once, twice a day. As many times as the day for me to train. And there'll always be other ways I can compete, whether it be grappling or exhibition match, something. That's if my blood was really, really itching for it. But just staying training, I'll be fine for the most part. It's just right
Mhm.
now as I'm training, I'm feeling better than ever. I'm in great shape. Like I said, I spent 6 months in preparation in Las Vegas with a little bit of altitude. I put in a shit ton of miles because we run Monday through Saturday, and I just felt great. The wear and tear, the grind is different than MMA, especially for some of the injuries that I have caused because of MMA. So I was able to nurse these injuries, and man, I just feel in really good shape. I put in for this fight because it was over 4 months. Originally it was going to be 3 months and four, then five, then finally 6 months. I put in over 200 rounds of sparring. I feel sharp as a dagger, brother. I feel good. My wind is good. My boxing is good. Need to get in wrestling shape and kicking shape and receiving kick shape. But that'll come out back naturally. Overnight, it'll come back very naturally. So I'm not worried about that. So I just want to get in the best shape possible and test my metal. Go out there and leave some poor fella out of commission.
Yeah. What do you think you miss the most? Like, do you miss the fat check coming into your bank account on the next day, or do you miss like
That
the attention? Do you miss just the combat and like what's the drug part of it for you? Like, which part
like
are you missing the most?
like if it all meant the same, it's like the referee looks at you and says, "You're ready." He looks at the other guy and says, "You're ready," and then he just fucking gets out of there. That feeling right there is a drug that's irreplaceable. It's like no longer have this anxiety because I've been here for 4 hours, 5 or 6 months preparing for this. Everything that I've worked for, everything that I think will lead me to victory will now get put to the test. And on top of it, I'm doing one of my favorite, funnest things to do in planet Earth.
Mhm.
So that over everything I miss. Obviously, I love the fat paychecks coming in that brings sponsors, with the attention, all that stuff. But like the media, the attention, if I could get the same money and not have to do it, I'd be like, all right, cool. I'm not gonna miss it too much. But the fighting is the number one. That is That's everything, man. That's what I want to do. Is I just want to fight. Whether 100,000 people are there live or nobody's there live, it's the funnest thing in the world you can do. You know.
When you did retire in Miami, I thought you said some great stuff. I mean, you talked to the crowd about like, I hope I inspired some people, whether it was in athletics or their own life, 9 to 5, whatever it was. You also said, and I went back and watched it today, is that you were like, sometimes your favorite quarterback just doesn't have that rifle anymore,
Yeah.
And I thought that you articulated it well, that like you're still seeing shots, you're still feeling everything, but it comes with age and that you just can't like react to them exactly the same like you used to. Like,
Yeah.
how do you make peace with that part of it? That you're still in this dangerous sport and that, yeah, you're just not a 20-year-old anymore.
Well, definitely some things slowed up, but some things kind of maintained that I could change up the game instead of attacking it this way. I could attack it a different way, and being that's how I felt that night, But after being in Las Vegas for 6 months, and I mean, sparring with guys that are like 15-0 with 13 knockouts, guys that were in the Cuban national silver medal at the Olympics, 6-0 as a pro with like 5 knockouts, and I'm like working with these guys every week, and we're not like holding back, we're throwing the heat in there, and it was like week after week after month, and I really started feeling like, man, my reflexes are dialed, and I've been doing just this so much at this high level of dodging these bullets of not getting hit that I really felt like I feel great right now. And then going into the Nate Diaz fight, I felt amazing. I didn't walk away with a scratch on my face. A lot of the shots I saw him coming, I was able to tuck and roll. I was able to make a lot of them just not even touch me, just hit the air. So it's not like I'm 28 years old, but I'm not bad right now. But I could still fight. I could still put on some amazing fights. I got a lot left in the tank, and we got to switch up some things. There's some distances that I don't need to be at, but with my mastery of the sport, I don't have to be in those distances now.
Mm. Yeah. When you were doing all that boxing training in Las Vegas, did you know even then that you'd be coming back to mixed martial arts, or is that something you kind of realized after the boxing match?
As I was getting in shape, I wasn't thinking about MMA that much. When I got in shape and I started like eating these miles up and just running and just like boxing is a lot of the same training. We're gonna run every day. We're gonna do a ton of abs. We're gonna hit the bag. We're gonna do strength and conditioning to do it a little different. Then the next is gonna be the same thing. Maybe you switch it up for some sparring or some pads or some backward, but it's like a lot of the same thing. So I got in like fairly good shape for the striking. But I knew I'm not wrestling every day. So I want to see how I'm going to feel wrestling. But doing the more sparring sessions I started to do and getting into the 10 waters and stuff like that, I mean, the 10 rounds in deep water, I was like, man, I'm feeling good, man. I'm doing 10 rounds with guys that are 28 years old. I'm bloodying them up. We're going to war here. Somebody's sitting on the sideline counting the punches. I averaged 2 months ago 40 punches a round. Now I'm doing like 57 punches a round. It's not me thinking that I'm feeling better. It's actually this is what's happening. So I felt great, and I started telling myself then I need to fight like this in MMA. I need to get in good shape like I've been in this camp for a long time and do it again in MMA because I can't go out with a loss. I can't.
That's interesting, man. Do you think if you would have won and you would have like lit up Gilbert Burns in Miami at that arena, that it'd
At
be
that
tough
time, I
to?
still would have retired. I still would have retired, I think. Where my mental headspace was at, I needed more than anything a little bit of relief, I think, mental clarity. And I think I got it, man. Actually, I don't think I know I got it. So definitely, even if I would have had that KO Mark Hunt style walk off, boom, minute to go, knocked him dead, I still probably would have retired that night.
And you would still be coming back too. You wouldn't be like, oh, that was a perfect ending, knockout in Miami. You'd still be coming back to MMA even now.
That's a lot of he say, she say. I can't 100% tell you, but I would think so, especially the loss to Gilbert, this robbery to Nate. Like, I can't go out like that. It just doesn't feel like it's me. So, therefore, I'm not going to take that.
Yeah, for sure. I guess like, and you're right, that's a lot of speculative stuff and why speculate. But I guess what I would like to put it in real terms, like, do you think that that's a necessity for you? Like you'll always have a hard time walking away from the sport if it's on a loss, like just because you don't want it to end like that?
Part of me, yes. Part of me also, like, what a lot of it is how I feel at the gym. And once I'm like, I don't belong in here, I'll take off.
Yeah, yeah. So when did you let the UFC know that you were eh, eh, planning on coming back?
some weeks ago, maybe like a week ago.
That's it.
Yeah, about a week ago too. I got back. I started getting in shape, started training, started going to my gym, American Top Team, getting my ass kicked everywhere, turned into a parachute. Everybody wants to wrestle me now or kick me now because they know I've been boxing for 6 months. So they're not trying to box, they're not trying to do everything but that. So I'm getting taken for rides over there in the freaking Flyers program, and I'm like, man, I miss this. Even though it might not be my days right now, my time is a little bit off, my wrestling ain't there yet. I love the sport, man. It's just so much fun. And then now as I've started to pick it up and I've been going for about 4 or 5 weeks, I mean, I'm giving guys a tough go, and I'm talking about legit guys that can fight. So I knew I got a lot of heat left in the wrestle, man.
This might seem like a mundane detail, but like this is the kind of stuff I like to picture. Like, who did you call and when did you do it? Did you do it like right after a hard practice? Did you do it at night? Did you do it?
I did it right after a hard practice. The night before I was gonna call Hunter, and I finished up late after I did. I went to American Top Team. I came back. I hung out with my kids in the night. I went running. Did about like 5 miles. I got back. I felt like good, and I called Hunter. I was like, it's late, and I ended up hanging up. I was like, I just called him off. I called him the next day, and we talked for a little bit, and I let him know. I was like, man, I want to come back and fight. I feel like I'm in great shape. I don't need the money, but I do need to fight, brother. Like I want to go, man. I got a bad taste in my mouth. I'm in great shape. Let's see. Let's see if what I'm saying is right or wrong. He's like, all right, I like it. I'll get back to you. Let's talk. We've been talking dates, things like that, but there's nothing yet.
This is one that you got to ask every time that someone retires. Do you have to have any restrictions or like the testing windows or anything, or are you good to go?
Oh yeah. I'm already talking with them. Soon they'll get me on board, do some tests, send me out. And it's not like I'm planning on coming back tomorrow, thing like that. The earliest I would come back is like towards the end of the year, so we don't have enough time to figure it out. Possibly next year. But that's why I'm announcing now to make sure that I get everything done right, because I ain't one of these cheaters. Never cheated my whole life with USADA, with this program. No program ever. Ain't nobody ever had shit on my fucking name. 100% clean. So I'm always proud to say that. Never missed a weight in my life. Very proud to say that. All right. So sorry, man. Us old school guys, we get a little butthurt with these new schools.
That is true, man. Yeah. Your generation, you like to. That's. I mean, and I would be too. It's a source of pride, right? That you came up on a generation where that was going on a lot, right?
We're not gonna do steroids, and I'm not gonna miss weight, bro. And I'm still gonna beat your ass.
And I'm sure you do, that the UFC had a great return trip to Miami when you were on the card. Then it had another great return trip with Sean O'Malley. So I'd be thinking around that time frame, it would seem to coincide that maybe you could come back and fight in Miami again.
Come back and fight Miami. I thought you see why not. I don't see why not.
Did you like it? Did you enjoy it, or did it come with a lot of extra stuff that maybe made it not as enjoyable?
It came with like an unsurfable wave. Like this thing was the size of a building of demands, and just I can't get mad. Somebody went to elementary school with me or something like that. Everybody and their mom was asking tickets everywhere I went. It was a very interesting scenario, and me personally, I've always fought on the road, so I've always considered, like I've told you many times, the road my home. So I feel more comfortable if I'm fighting Vegas or I'm fighting in California. It just feels a little bit smoother for me. But I don't definitely mind coming back to my city and lighting it up.
What if the UFC, and maybe you already know that kind of what direction, maybe with your talks with Hunter, I don't know, but what if they start going down the road of like, okay, fight the young guys, fight the young killers, like that, like you're the name. We want to see if they're any good. We want to see if they're championship material. So they're going to fight Jorge Masvidal. Is that something that interests you?
If it's the right killer, I'm like, all right, let's go. What are we discussing? And I did that for the most part of my career. I fought a lot of guys that had won the ultimate fight and things like that. And I already had like 25 fights under me. And I was, man, it's crazy. Coming over from Strikeforce, being the #1 contender, I was like, this is nuts. They started me all the way at the very bottom, not even at the top 15, way outside of the top 15, So I did that, So it's not like I'm looking forward to fighting up and coming contenders because shit, I've been doing my thing, you know. You gotta go put in that work, but I'm open to all the fights. I gotta find the right one and let's get it.
So what do you want? That's the obvious question. If Hunter called tomorrow and been like, "We're so excited to have you back. You're Masvidal. You sell tickets. You put butts in the seats. We want you to come back to a fight that you're excited about." What would you want?
Give me Leon Edwards, bro. Let's stop with the bullshit. Is he an up and coming guy? What would you call him? A veteran? What would you call him? Ex-champion? Give me
Yeah,
that. Whatever you call that. Let's go. We got the built-in history. Da, 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 da. They got the whole promo. They could drop this and that. Plus, he's 0-1 against me, man. What are we talking about, bro? Leon, let's go. You ain't. Let's go. Let's do the fight end of the year, next year. That's it. Let's get it done, you know? And then after I knock his ass out, guess what? They got to give me another title shot.
absolutely, man. That's
what you talking about, bro?
That is the exact answer I was hoping from you, because if you didn't say it, I was going to say it. Leon Edwards is the fight. It's so obvious, right?
What we talking about? But Leon don't want to fight, bro.
What makes you say that? What makes you say that? And lean up a little bit when you say it, because your
the
words are more clear.
I heard he doesn't want to fight.
Who did you hear from?
I got, just like you got people, I got people.
Why would Leon Edwards not want to fight Jorge Masvidal? I mean, he's been saying that he wants to fight you for years, I feel like.
Who knows? Who knows? I mean, I don't know. I'm here maybe because I beat the guy that almost knocked him out, you know, and he saw that Nate, no matter what you think of the damn fight, Nate never hurt me. That if you gave that guy a wooden bat, he couldn't hurt me. So he's probably like, damn, this guy's gonna come put the hands on me and take everything I worked for, you know? I don't know, man. It's sad.
So I'll definitely reach out and see what his thoughts are on this, but I would like to know, why do you want to fight him? I mean, you obviously just put out a bunch of reasons why it would make sense, but why do you want to fight Leon Edwards?
Me personally, I want to kick his ass because he got that #1 next to his name, and I think he's a very good fight for me, you know? He's not like a heavy ground grappler. He's not like some 3-time Russian national wrestling champion, you know, hug my leg to death. I think he's gonna, at some point, I'm gonna stuff his takedown. He's gonna have to stand there with me, and I'm gonna get his fragile ass out of there. You know, I know I hit way harder than him, and I'm way denser than him. I could take a better hit. I could give a stronger hit. I'm just a bad stop for him, man. You know, and he got the #1 to his right. So I'm back in the mix. All you got to put up with me again. It's damn, Gamber's back in her face again. You can't get rid of me, bro. You know what they say about bad weeds, but you can't get rid of them, man. I'm one of them. So I wouldn't mind the Leon fight. You know, it could be a lot of hype behind that fight and a lot of emotion.
Yeah, you know, and it would be a straight shot to the title. And when you did in your heart think that you were done with mixed martial arts, did that bother you at all? Did it bother you that you had never won a UFC championship?
Yeah, of course. You know, I only set out to win championships. And a lot of, you know, situations went through my mind that had I done this the right way, had I done that the right this and that, like taking the fight on 6 day notice for the belt, like, you know, man, was that the best decision? You know, yes, I got paid great money, but was that the best? And, you know, things like that, you know, so I wasn't 100% happy. That's why with this run, it's just, I want to make everything right as I possibly can. You know?
Mm-hmm. The only last question
Leon's the top of the ticket, man. Why are we wasting time? We go to England. I beat his ass over there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll sell that whole arena out by my damn self. I don't even need Leon. You know, but you add him to the mix, I'm gonna sell that whole arena out. UFC's gonna sell some pay-per-views because your boy's on the card. What are we talking about, you know? Mm-hmm. And then for all the haters, they say Leon's good, so maybe he kicks my ass or something they're talking about, right? So it's a win-win for everybody, man. Fucking tell your boy Dana and Hunter, make this happen.
Well, that was going to be my next question. This is a good pitch that you're making right now. Did you make it to Hunter?
Of course I did, man. First thing I told his ass.
Yeah.
And they shut it down. I said, Leon don't want to do that. Oh. Okay. We'll see who's next, and you know. But yeah, I won Leon, you know. And all this ranking and bullshit, and all these line like, oh, how you gonna get to skip the line? You, since you've been on diapers, I've been a pro fighter. You know, that's why I get to skip the line and fight the #1.
Yeah. Last thing, man, and I'll let you go. And great talking to you. Excited to have you back in the world of MMA. There's always, there's always a possibility. There's always like a potential to ask about a fight against Conor McGregor. Would you even want, like, you've seen what happened with Michael Chandler over the last 2 years. The guy coached a reality show against him. Like, what if they were like, Jorge, we're gonna make the Conor fight. You're gonna coach against him on the Ultimate Fight. Like, would you even want to sign up for that after seeing kind of how it's gone for Chandler the last couple of years?
I want to have a talk to this little midget, face to face, man to man, no camera, no friends. Hey, let's go. Me and you talk right outside this building on whether or not me and you're gonna fight. And then if that conversation goes well, then maybe, bro. I would want to see it in his eyes, but I know he would never do that because he's scared shitless to fight, man. And he ain't gonna fight me. That's for damn sure. So that's not something that I wouldn't wait a hot second for it. Me personally. That's another one get his ass kicked. Chandler, he wants to fight. He wants to stop waiting around and throw down. Let's go, Chandler. Chop him up real quick. I'll take care of the guy that Conor's scared of, and put my name right in the mix, in a way.
I love it. I love it, man. Can't wait to see what happens. Last thing I'll ask you, actually, it just came to my mind as you were talking. Until this point, now that you've had some time to reflect and you did think your career was over, what was the best moment? Up to this point, what has been the peak, the top moment for your career?
I've had a lot of good moments, brother. But one of a great moment was buying my mom her house. That was a great moment in my career when I got this little check from the UFC. I was like, bang, here you go, Mama Dukes. Done with that. You don't got to worry about that anymore. That was a great moment in my career. So shout out to Mama Dukes. But I don't know, bro. Like in the actual case, they all, every win. I know it sounds crazy, but every win means about the same to me. It's not like, this win is that much better than that win because they all mean something to me. Just like the losses, they help me bounce back and get to those wins. So there's not a defining moment in my career yet. Still have that open for
Love it,
debate.
man.